Yeah, welcome to day 6 of Pandemic Perspectives.
Hello everyone. I Anjani pursuing my BA. Pursuing my BA in Mass Communication second year from St. Mary's College, Yusufgoda, would like to extend a very warm welcome to this vibrant platform, Pandemic Perspectives, which is a week-long e-conclave by the students of alumni and the students of the Department of Mass Communication and Social Sciences. The main objective behind this event is to ensure the transition of the academic ideas during these testing times. For this e-conclave, I welcome our head of the department, Dr. Joseph Christodos, our faculty members, and the participants. It is my great pleasure that I introduce you to the speaker of the day, Mr. Aditya Devulapalli, a student filmmaker. Aditya is a storyteller studying mass communication in St. Mary's College. He makes projects that try to break existing conventions. He is also the director of the Dialogue Project, a non-profit dialogue-based web series funded by the US Department of the State. Over to you, Aditya.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Anjani. Thank you, Joseph, sir, for this privilege, but I still think I'm very, very undeserving of this. I have to tell you that, because I watched all the previous talks and they were fabulous. I created a small presentation. Well, it's not technically small, but it's small for me. So, right. So this will be like a digging game. I'm going to start with a thought. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to see where it goes. This will be about the psychological, the intellectual, and the idiosyncratic, which means I will talk about the self. Not any practical ways of getting back or jobs or anything like that. I'm just talking about the self. That's it. This is supposed to be something personal from my end. And also, if you can listen to it with a sense of subjectivity, try to understand what I try to say. Mostly try to feel what I'm trying to tell you. That's it. Just be with me and let's see how it goes. My topic is an anecdote which the uninvited guest offers. So let's see what's that. Now, owing to the pandemic, we saw our friends in a never seen before way. Corona made us talk to each other's pimples, dark spots, neck fat, skin bumps, warts, bad teeth, all sorts of disgusting stuff, watching each other so closely, watching each other's face like this. You all are thinking probably, that nobody is happy during the pandemic. Mostly everybody's sad with grumpy faces and all. You can't be more wrong, because I'm going to show you something. You're going to see happiness now. The next slide. That uncle is so happy. I don't think Royal Challengers would be this proud even if their team wins IPL. The uncle is like, this is my Oscar, not 1 but 3. So, you see, it's very subjective, happiness is. So, today 2 teams are at loggerheads with each other. Team Humans and Team Corona. Which one are you rooting for? Well, I place my bet on Team Corona. Their opening is quite strong, but in this battle between 2 species, I had a moral conundrum. Like, I've been thinking about these things for a while now. Which one should I root for real? Some of you might say, that's cruel, the virus is killing so many people. Why are you still confused about whom to root for? Bear with me. Let's understand what's the difference between virus and humans. Let's clear some basics first. So, what is a virus? An infective agent that typically consists of a nucleic acid molecule in a protein coat, RNA, is able to multiply only within the living cells of a host. For about 100 years, the scientific community has repeatedly changed its collective mind over what viruses are. First seen as a poison, then as life forms, then as biological chemicals. Viruses today are thought of as being in a gray between living and dead. Between them, remember this. Remember when I say this. Viruses are not living. Viruses are not dead. They're somewhere in the between. They cannot replicate on their own, but can do everything when they enter a truly living organism, when they occupy the cells of a living organism. They can also affect the behavior of the host profoundly. The categorization of viruses as non-living, it has affected the modern era of biological science. It had an unintended consequence, if you really think about it, because scientists ignored studying viruses because they thought they're dead. They're just a bunch of chemicals. That's what scientists thought. But finally, scientists are able to recognize that viruses are fundamental players in the history of life. There is a virologist called Rotem Sorek. In the 90s, he conducted an experiment. It's a very simple experiment. He repeatedly introduced virus molecules onto a bacteria. Of course, the bacteria got sick. During the final repetitions of the experiment, he and his team of scientists, when they looked at the flask, something unexpected happened. They saw that the virus molecules were chattering away, passing notes to each other in a molecular language only they could understand. Now let's logically break this down. What's happening here? Virus, there's bacteria. Why are the virus molecules talking to each other? That's what this Israeli virologist discovered. Just step by step, I'll just break it down. Okay? There's been stimulation, there's been contact, there's been perception, there's been a reference to memory, and there's a recall. The recall and recognition took this further leading to a recall of intelligent response. This all means that the virus molecules knew when to attack, when to lie low, when to mingle with the molecules of the bacteria. They knew this. Somehow they knew this. So the virus molecules were smart enough to replicate only when it was necessary. Why did the virus molecules behave in this weird way? Because they wanted to keep the bacteria alive. They didn't want to kill the bacteria. They didn't want to deteriorate the bacteria. They wanted to keep the bacteria alive. That means the virus molecules are very smart, smarter than many Indian politicians, basically. Yeah, surely the bacteria got sick, but it did not die. Now, all of this might have happened because of a physical unconscious process, but I can't help but look at the free will. I'm rephrasing choice that the virus molecules took. The law that made this happen might be deterministic, but the choice is there. It's clear. As life evolves, one more step gets introduced, learning. That means these virus molecules are learning from past experience. Whenever they were introduced to the bacteria, they're learning how the bacteria molecules are reacting, how should they respond to the bacteria molecules, what should be their reaction. These virus molecules were learning step by step. This is something mind-blowing because molecular language was introduced, molecular messaging was introduced because of this particular experiment in the 90s. So that means viruses have some level of consciousness, which brings me to my next question, actually. We need to understand both the terms before we make sense of team humans versus team virus. Now, we had a basic understanding of what a virus is. Let's understand this. What makes humans humans? We think we are monolithic entities, right? No, we are ecosystems. We have trillions of cells and 10 times more bacteria in us. So what's the most powerful organ inside us? Of course, the human brain. Inside your head, there is a lump of flesh weighing 3 pounds. This lump of flesh can ask questions about interstellar gravity, can ask questions about consciousness, can ask questions about the meaning of infinity, can also ask questions about itself asking questions. How does this happen? 100 billion nerve cells firing away in the brain, creating a whole spectrum of abilities that what we call consciousness. So there is this famous neuroscientist called Dr. Villayanur Ramchandran, a renowned Indian-American neuroscientist. I think some of you might have heard his name. He's very, very famous. So he says there are 3 qualities that human beings are possibly the best at when compared to other species. 3: humor, empathy, creativity. Humor, empathy, creativity. 3 qualities. Now, every culture, every civilization has some sort of humor and laughter. Some cultures have way too much humor, like Indian journalism. But so in a nutshell, he says the ability to make a story or tell a story is what makes us humans unique. Stories, humor, empathy, creativity. A story implies all the three elements most of the times. So the ability to tell a story is what that is unique about us humans, other than every other species on the planet. The ability to tell a story. But this is also this uniqueness of ours is also led to an extreme path of narcissism. We think we are the only important thing on the planet. Everybody, everybody thinks they are the only important species in the planet. Every human being thinks that. So I don't know, where does this come from? Human ego. It's funny because the end of humanity is often referred to as the end of the world. Our departure from the planet most likely will not mean the end of the life in this world. We're just not that important. We think we are important. If you imagine 4.5 billion years history of Earth as a single 24-hour day. I did this small research. Okay, so there is this physicist who did this calculation. 4.5 billion years of history of Earth. He tried to make it equivalent to a 24-hour day. Okay, bear with me, just simple mathematics. That's it. Okay, if 4.5 billion years of Earth is, I'm just trying to equate it with a 24-hour day. What really happened? Just a small gist. All right, just read it out. What I just researched. The moon was formed. All right. Okay, Earth formed at midnight. Okay, in a 24-hour day, Earth formed at midnight. The moon formed by a huge impact from another planet approximately at 12:10 a.m. The first single-celled life appeared around 4 in the morning. It's not until 1 p.m. the first eukaryotic cell appeared, which of course led to nuclei and mitochondria and so on. Multicellular life appeared around 6 p.m. Just before 9 p.m., the first jellyfish came along. Then the so-called Cambrian explosion happened. Plants started growing at 9:52 p.m. and dinosaurs went extinct at 11:41 p.m. Then a few seconds before 11:59, that is right before clock hits midnight, just a few seconds before, humans show up. So you understand how late, or in that sense, how recent we are on this planet. We are different from animals in important ways, surely, but fundamentally we are all the same. We all have a temporal range. What's a temporal range? Temporal range, some geologists and scientists calculated the temporal range of modern human. That means modern human with this consciousness, the ability to tell a story, started 250,000 years ago. That's it. Before then, most of them are animals. 250,000 years of modern human history. That is the temporal range of modern humans. Okay? All apocalypses are possible. But I guess, there's something very, very strange here happening. In 250,000 years of history, we did some very, very weird things to the planet. All apocalypses are possible, yes, but the climate change catastrophe is in progress. Average global temperatures have risen a degree Celsius above pre-industrial levels. And we know from fossil records that certain changes in global temperature are often biblical, but we don't feel near the level of urgency that's appropriate enough. Even though climate scientists, speaking with a unified voice, have been saying big sail, and soon, must act now for decades, but we ignore them. Collectively, we ignore them. Humanity, in reality, humans are already an ecological catastrophe. In just 250,000 years, our behaviors have led to the extinction of many, many species and driven many more into steep decline. This is lamentable because it's also increasingly needless if you really think about it. We probably didn't know what we were doing tens of thousands of years ago when we were hunting big mammals into extinction, but now we do. We know what we are doing. We know how to tread lightly upon the planet. We know that. As a result, for many forms of life, humanity is the apocalypse. We are the virus that our planet is dreading from. We are the bad news. So it's not the virus is bad news for us, but we are the virus the planet has been dealing with since forever. Now, you must be thinking, why is he all throwing all this ecological things at us? Like, yeah, we all know about that, yes, but are you trying to guilt us into something? Guilt us, trying to make us more guilty or something? Not really. See, fine, we are bad, but are we at least united? That's my question. I mean, yes, we together are destroying the planet, but is there togetherness in this really? Like, is there a we really in what we're doing every day? Although, when you look at it from a from bird's eye view, you see that collectively we're doing many bad things to the planet, we're doing many bad things to nature, but collectiveness, is that there? That's my question. Is there a we? Imagine all humanity is wiped out. Poof. Complete darkness for humanity. No human being is alive. Right? Everyone wiped out in just a second, just a jiffy, like Thanos' snap. Just a second, everybody got wiped out. Really, there is a sense of comfort in that, right? Knowing that all of us stop existing in a jiffy, all of us die together. There is a sense of closure, like almost a Spielbergian closure. In fact, some people might even crave that, actually. So it's not too scary, really. Collective death, like collectively all humans die, it's not really scary. But what is really scary? I'll show you. This is more scary. That you alone will die one day. That's a given, right? That's a certainty. You will stop existing. That is scarier than anything. Which kind of begs the question: what are we really? That we are so scared of death. It's not just the body pain, physical pain, biological pain, right? There's something else that we're scared about. When I imagine that I'll die one day, what scares me the most? Is it just I feel a lot of pain? Maybe just like Thanos' snap, tomorrow there comes a technology, I may just be wiped out. But I'm still scared of death, right? Why? But what is in me that's making me, that's giving me that fear? What am I really? I'm taking a slight detour here, but bear with me. I'm not going too far. Come on, you listen to PM speeches, so this is a cakewalk, trust me. I'm just trying to make sense of what I'm trying to say, end of the day, so that after the presentation, you will understand what I'm trying to do. I want to show you what you really are, or what makes you who you are uniquely. If you'll indulge me, I'll take a shot at it. There is a famous blog called Wait But Why. It's one of my favorites. They do wonderful things. They're Anthropocene reviewers, if that's what you call them. Okay, so they conducted this. They just wrote about this thought experiment, the teletransporter thought experiment. What happens is, imagine this is 2700 in the future. There's a lot of technology we can't even imagine. And so in that technology, teleportation is possible, right? So let's say you're from Hyderabad, and let's say you have an office in Uttar Pradesh. Considering that's the name that's going to remain. In Uttar Pradesh, you have an office. Daily, you have to go to Uttar Pradesh and come back. Okay, you will use the same teletransporter machine that everybody has been using. Okay, I'll tell you the process. In Hyderabad, there is a chamber, the teleportation chamber. Okay, you enter the chamber. There's another chamber in Uttar Pradesh, UP. Okay, you enter this chamber in Hyderabad. This is the departure chamber. You enter this chamber, this hypothetical chamber. What happens is there are a bunch of scanners that scan your body from up to down. They collect every single biochemical data from your body, every single biochemical data, every single molecule, your genetic data, everything. They collect it. And they send that data to this chamber, to the arrival chamber in Uttar Pradesh. Okay. But what happens is the Uttar Pradesh chamber starts constructing you. Okay, they start constructing you bit by bit, piece by piece, your entire biochemical makeup. They start constructing it perfectly, accurately, not even a milligram difference between. There's no fault at all, right? There's no machine fault at all. Okay, this is the process. I enter here, it scans my body, it sends data to the Uttar Pradesh chamber. That chamber creates another me. What happens is this chamber kills me. It terminates my body instantly. Now, of course, this entire process takes a bunch of minutes. But when you enter this chamber, it feels like a split second for you. In split second, you disappear in Hyderabad, you appear in Uttar Pradesh, you go to your office in Uttar Pradesh, you'll be done. You come back, again, you go back to the chamber of Uttar Pradesh, you appear in Hyderabad. So every day you have to die twice. And it's become normal. Everyone die every day. That's the future, okay? This is the hypothetical scenario that I've established, the thought experiment. Everybody knows that everybody is dying, okay? Everybody travels easily. It's safer, no machine fall, nothing happened till now, no error happened. But one day, something weird happens. You enter the chamber in Hyderabad. The machines scan you. They scan you, you're done. You open the door, you come out. Turns out you're still in Hyderabad. It's weird. I'm supposed to be in Uttar Pradesh. Why am I in Hyderabad? You go to the check-in desk. You go to the receptionist. You tell that, hey, I'm supposed to be in Uttar Pradesh. Why am I still here? I enter the chamber. I press the button. The scanners came. What happened? They're like, just give a second. We'll just go through. They'll take out the data. And in the data, it shows that you're already there in Uttar Pradesh. It shows us, sir, excuse me. You're already there in Uttar Pradesh. The machine created another you there. Then I don't understand. Why am I still here? That can't be me. They show the CCTV footage. See, you're walking down the street in Uttar Pradesh. See, there's Yogi Adityanath behind. He's still alive. So this is very weird. I'm not supposed to be here. Why is there another me there? So they said, the supervisor comes. He says, sir, there must be a mistake. So sorry for that. It's just nothing. The cell destroyer in the machine, there's a problem. There's a malfunction there. All you have to go to the second floor. There is a cell destroyer there. Enter the cell destroyer. It'll terminate you. That's it. Job done. It scares the shit out of me. What? Now I have to go and die? I don't understand. How is it possible? Why should I die? Sir, so sorry. You have to. We have no other choice. You have to go to the cell destroyer. You have to finish yourself. So sorry for that. Because by law, we can't allow you to exist here. When you're done here, you'll appear in Uttar Pradesh. You can't live two lives. Right? I don't understand. That's not me. This is me. I am here. You did not do your work properly. It's not my mistake. There's a bunch of security guards come, they throw you in the cell destroyer, that's it, done. Kaput. There's something eerie about the story, right? Because if you really think about it, who are you? Are you the guy who entered the Hyderabad departure chamber? Or are you the guy who came out of the Uttar Pradesh departure chamber? Because it's the same molecular data, same genetic data, same everything same. But are you the same? No, right? When they tell you to go to the cell destroyer to finish yourself, you're scared to death. You know that it's death. You know that you won't even feel the death, but you don't want that. Why? Because continuity is getting disturbed. Now, you came to the Hyderabad chamber. You thought you would leave the Uttar Pradesh chamber. You did not expect a split to happen. You did not expect that there will be another clone of you that will get created. So what are you really? This whole thought experiment, it just, of course, it pokes a bunch of, smart wings at Schrodinger's cat experiment, but that's not what I won't even get into that. So who you are really is your story, is your continuity. It's not your brain, it's not your molecular data, it's not your body. Because tomorrow there might come a technology that will create entirely new you. But is that really you? No. Why? Because there is a continuity. You've lived your entire life, man. All your life. Now, I am Aditya Drivulupalli. I've lived 22 years on this planet. I have a bunch of memories. I've made my choices. I have a whole story. That story is me. I'm not my body. I'm not my brain. I'm not my molecular data. I'm not my DNA. The story that I've lived through, the choices I've made in my life till now, only I know that. That's the most unique thing about me. That's it. It's not that I'm intelligent, or it's not that I'm a dumb or an idiot or something. No. The uniqueness about me is this. My story, my entire life. So what you are is not really a thing as much as a story or a progression. You're a bit like a room with a bunch of things in it. Some old, some new, some you're aware of, some you aren't. But the room is always changing. Never exactly the same from week after week. So now we understand. The uniqueness of humans is the ability to create stories. And the uniqueness of this human, me, is my story, my own story. Then what's the story of Corona? See, this is a zoonotic virus. It came from animals, right? COVID was happy living in the animal ecosystem because that's what it's been equipped to survive. However, unfortunately, for the poor virus, it had to come in contact with humans. Now it doesn't know how to survive this new ecosystem. It's trying and learning every day. Some biologists believe we have one other thing working in favor, especially in this situation, the virus itself. For all its evil genius, efficient, lethal design, the virus doesn't really want to kill us. It's good for them. It's good for their population if you're walking around perfectly healthy. Evolutionarily speaking, experts believe that the ultimate goal of viruses is to be contagious while also gentle on their hosts, less a destructive burglar and more of a considerate house guest. Of course, not the kind of house guest we want. It's a germ that's merely annoying. That's it. That means because of this accident that happened, the virus had to come into human beings. They had to live in the human ecosystem. It cannot survive this. This system that we have in our body, it's not able to deal with that. It's learning. Every day the virus is RNA, just like we have DNA, the viruses have RNA. The little cells inside the virus have a code in them. The code is getting updated like an iOS every single day. That means this virus is not really here to wipe out humanity. No, it just wants to become another cold or cough. The novel coronavirus is killing thousands, yes. Thousands of people, yes. But bit by bit, the RNA will change. That's what virologists are saying. Until one day, it just become just another cough or cold. That's it. So it's not something that we are supposed to dread about. It's a story that there is something to learn here, I guess. That's what I feel. It's a story of survival. The virus family is trying to survive. The coronavirus family is trying to survive. Tens of thousands of years viruses have lived. We don't know if they're living or non-living, but we know that there's some level of consciousness. Like I said before, viruses have some level of consciousness. They can talk to each other. The molecules of virus communicate with each other, molecular messaging. When they enter your body, they're talking to each other. They're trying to communicate with each other. The RNA is getting updated. They're trying to live with us. They're not trying to kill us. That means the big villain we thought is not really a villain. It's just wrong place at the wrong time. That's it. Now, I'm not trying to make you sympathize with coronavirus, but I'm just trying to tell you that it's trying to give a different perspective on what's really going on in terms of human beings and viruses, especially. I also want to understand what's the difference between the coronavirus and us, humanity. Like I said, we are the virus that's been plaguing this planet. We are the ones that have done irreparable damage to the planet. So who is more dangerous, coronavirus or us? Sooner or later, this is going to happen. We know that, right? There's going to be a gravestone with our name on it. We know that. Now imagine, the planet will be more alive, more bird sounds, more creatures roaming around, more plants crackling through our pavements. I imagine coyotes sleeping in the ruins of the houses that we have built. I imagine our plastic still washing up in beaches, even after hundreds of years after we are dead. All of us are dead. Our plastic will definitely live. I know it won't all be bad news. Without us, actually in a way, Earth is better without us. There's some comfort for me in knowing that life will go on without us. But I would argue that if our light goes out, it will be Earth's greatest tragedy. While I know that we are prone to narcissism, grandiosity, I also believe if a tree falls, a thud happens, if there is no one around to hear the thud will still happen. But if there is no one around to play Mozart, it will not be heard. I know we've caused a lot of suffering, but we've also caused much else. It's easy to forget how wondrous you are. Through art, you've seen things you will never see. Your story, your entire life story is so unique that nobody ever, no matter the effort, can recreate. Nobody can recreate. Your choices, your entire life, the permutations and combinations that happen because of your free will, nobody can ever recreate that. Doesn't matter the technology. Through empathy, you've felt things that are indescribable. Through humor, you created so many laughs, and through creativity alone, you almost conquered the world. Humor, empathy, creativity. Just like what Dr. V. Ramachandran said. We know we are mortal. We are the only species in the known universe who know they have a temporal range. 250,000 years, we are the only species who recognize this, who acknowledge that we're going to die soon. We're the only one in the known universe. We are also by far the best chance for the planet to export complex life to other places of the solar system. After talking about all this ecological disaster that we've done, after talking about the damage that the virus is causing in our lives, after talking about everything, I still believe in human potential. We matter. We matter not because of what we did or our capabilities. We matter because of what we can still do in this planet. Of course, for all this to happen, we need to find a way to increase that temporal range of 250,000 years. We need to find a way to magnify that. Yes, we need to learn how to value life, not just ours, but also biodiversity's life. We have a lot of things to survive, not just the virus. We have our own abstinence. In all its nihilism, this negativity, the whole negativity that I spoke to you about, it only gives us more despair, which further slims our chances. We must fight like there is something to fight for, like we are something worth fighting for. Because we are, I believe in that, we are. We still have a choice to make. We have free will. Now is the time to make better choices in life. Now is the time to understand the planetary damage that we've done, not just in terms of the way viruses are reacting to us. There are also recent reports that Earth's magnetic field is getting weaker. Do you know what that means? That means soon we'll lose internet. The damage that we are doing is coming back to us in a circle. So we are pitting against us. That's it. Nothing really huge. The virus is not here to kill us. We are killing ourselves. The virus doesn't have to kill us. Not at all. So today I choose to believe that the end is not near. I choose to believe that we will find a way to survive this. Not because we can, because we have to. Because we have to increase the temporal range of human beings. I'm not here to give you a panacea for the duress that we all are under. No, I'm just trying to put forth the thoughts that have been plaguing my mind since the past 3 months. I can share you my personal experience of the pandemic with just a bunch of lines. When the pandemic started, of course, just like every one of you, I was skeptical. Like, this is overkill. Why is everybody doing this much? This is overkill. That's what I thought. But sooner or later, we understood the threat is dragon level. We understood that. Small virus, small species is a dragon level threat to human beings. We understood that, right? It kind of created all sorts of noise in my mind. So I stopped thinking completely, altogether. I stopped thinking deeply. I stopped thinking about all these things. Just for this talk that I had to jot down all my points, all the thoughts that I've come up with. I had to do a bit of research, but otherwise I wasn't thinking this much. I was just doing my own work every day. I just completely immersed myself in household work. I started cleaning. In 22 years of my life, I've never done this level of cleaning, and my mom says that, weirdly. I'm just taking care of my own work. That's it. I'm not thinking this much. Because like I said, all this negativity, it only slims our chances. It increases our duress. But I want to believe in the potential of human beings. I want to believe that we can create something better. We can save the species. We can save extinction of many species. We are capable of that. That's why we matter, like I said. So, my presentation is done, almost done. But before I end whatever I want to talk, I'll just give you a small quote from Viktor Frankl, from his book Man's Search for Meaning. I didn't complete the book. I'm halfway through. It's a beautiful work of literature because I'll just give you a bit of context. Viktor Frankl survived the Holocaust. He's been through many concentration camps, and after all of this, he chronicled all of that in the book Man's Search for Meaning. So the quote is like this. This is the final thing I'm leaving you with. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance, to choose one's own way. Viktor Frankl, Man's Search of Meaning. Thank you. That's it. That's my time.
Thank you, Aditya. We'll wait if there is any question from the audience or from anybody here. That's a whole new perspective, Aditya, that we haven't heard this, that, we ourselves are a threat. And yeah, we knew it all along, but we never probably, we didn't choose to speak about it or think about it. Are there any questions from anyone? All are in a shocked state, I think. The realization that has come, we are more dangerous than the virus.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's kind of when I was thinking about all of these things when I was doing my research, it's surprising, but deep down we knew all of these things. We knew that the kind of threat that we have been posing on this planet since forever. Yeah, unconsciously we made some mistakes. Our forefathers made mistakes, but our story is what makes us unique. That's what after a lot of thinking and frying my brain like never before, I came to this conclusion that we are our story. It's not my brain, it's not my body. That's what that makes me unique. It's just my story. So I can still make better choices. I can still rewrite my story. I can still write many interesting. I can incorporate wonderful metaphors in my story. That's possible. So that astonishes me, sir. I mean, it's very simple, such a simple idea, but even science cannot reach this. Science is just trying to decode this. The ability of storytelling of human beings, it's wonderful. That if I don't know if that doesn't astonish you, I don't know. It surprises me a lot that we humans, we think we are intelligent, we think we are superior, but this is the only thing that puts us together. Our story, our family is a story. Our life is a story. Our education is a story. Our career is a story. Our love is a story. Everything is a story that we tell with different names and different forms. That's it. This story is beautiful. It's unique.
True. Yeah, there is a question from one of our teachers, Dr. Srinath. He says, great presentation and talk. Question is, what do you think really is the freedom in today's world? We talked about virus, teletransportation, and so on. So he asks, what do you think really is the freedom in today's world?
Really is the freedom. I think freedom is an illusion. That's what I think. Because yeah, we modern humans have a lot of freedoms. Like we can do a lot of different things today, right? But really we're just puppets to modern polity, to modern politics everywhere. We're just puppets, end of the day. Because in the food chain, we are really down. In the egocentric food chain, the narcissistic food chain, someone like Donald Trump or someone is at the top of the food chain, but we are at the down, we're the downmost, the bottommost. So I don't think we have a lot of freedom. We just like to think that we have a lot of freedom. That's it. That thought itself is satisfying to us. But if you really you really look at reality, we don't have a lot of freedom. Actually, we can't do a lot of things. They just put a lot of restrictions according to their own will. That's it. Our free will is just our vanity. That's it. So, but I guess the most freedom today we have, I guess, yeah, it's the internet. Surely the internet. This information overload, which is what they call that is freedom. But it's very dizzying because there's so much content. What should I consume? What should I really read? Back then things were simple. You read a book, you get knowledge, you get wisdom. But now there's so much. Where will I get wisdom? It's so confusing. There's so much noise even on social media. I don't think social media is any source of intelligence or wisdom at all. It's just a noise box. That's it. So yeah, freedom is just an illusion.
True.
And thank you, Srinath sir, for that question.
Aditya, could you
Aditya,
just share this? Yeah, just share the slides once.
Slides. Yeah, just a second.
Like you were talking, we couldn't. I mean, you spoke quite fast. Maybe you had a lot of information to share, right from bringing in a microbiological perspective to narratives, human narratives, and
I think
nihilism and stuff like
signal
that.
is quite
So,
bad.
could you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, if you could just run through the slides once.
Sure, sir. Sure. Absolutely. My entire talk is about is this anecdote, this story I just thought about. That's it. Just a bunch of lame jokes I started in the beginning. I wanted to lighten the mood, but this thing really got me. I love this picture for some reason. Just love it. So yeah, man versus virus, the current crisis that we are living in. We think this is the most pressing crisis. All of us think, right? But I just dug something because this gave me a moral conundrum. Like this is a simple black versus white. That's why I choose a black picture for this and a white picture for this. Is the virus dark and our humanity saved as an angels? Is that it? Is that true? What is a virus? Like I said, multicellular tiny organism that infects, that tries to invade hosts, multiplying, replicating itself. That means once it enters into a living organism, it's like you remove protection. It's a bad joke, sorry. So the virus multiplies itself, but individually it cannot do anything. So without entering me, the virus is nothing. It's a zombie. But the moment it enters me, it gets a lot of power that it can control me. So we all think naturally the virus is a bad thing, right? Virus is a villain. Virus is something just a bunch of chemicals trying to threaten us. But like I said, research showed that virus can communicate. The molecules in the virus can talk. It's called molecular messaging. Every single molecule in a virus wants to express something to its to the other molecules. What makes humans humans? All of us together. What makes us who we are? Like what Dr. V. Ramachandran says. He's a fantabulous speaker. You should listen to some of his TED Talks. They're wonderful. And I shamelessly borrowed some content, especially this one from him. I am shameless. Sorry for that. So, Dr. V. Ramachandran says the three elements that makes human unique: humor, empathy, creativity. Three. So he sums it up. He mixes them. He says the ability to tell a story, to make a story, to write a story requires these three things: humor, empathy, creativity. So the ability to tell a story, to imagine something, to imagine that aeroplanes fly, to imagine that tomorrow we'll go to Mars. All of these things slowly turn to reality. So the ability of human beings, the only thing that makes us unique from the rest of all the animals is this, the ability to tell a story. What makes humans humans is this, the ability to tell a story. That's it. This also led to extreme narcissism. We humans think we are the only superior thing in the planet. We think we are the only important thing in this entire planet. We are the only one. Corona aa jayega, that's it. We are scared. Because come on, it's such a huge threat on us, our life. How dare something threaten the most important kid of God, right? This level of ego, it has made us destroy many things, right? It's circle. We've destroyed life. We've done a lot of weird things. The temporal range of modern humans is 250,000 years. In this 250,000 years, we've done such level of ecological disasters that they can never be repaired. Never. Why did this happen? When did we become so arrogant with our abilities and capabilities? When did we think we are God? When we think we are the ultimate? When did that happen? In this 250,000 years it happened. That's it. Before it didn't. Why? Let's say religion helped. Let's consider that religion helped human beings. Okay, I believe that. I want to believe that. I like to believe that religion helps people. then that means we should become more humble, right? Humility should increase day by day. But why is this superiority getting bigger? Why are we becoming more narcissistic every single day? This whole evolution, simple. Everybody knows what we've done, the kind of damage that we've done, the kind of the way we played with climate, the way we played with our oceans, the way we played with our animals. We know that. It's not just, I'm not talking about, I'm not advocating for veganism. I'm not telling you to not kill meat, because right after this talk, I'm going to go and bite my chicken. Sure. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not just about this moral thing, this, this feeling of fairness, this feeling of equality, this feeling that we humans can achieve equality is absolutely bullshit. Because the moral conundrum dies when you look at reality. The morality, objective morality of human beings is very subjective to human beings. That's it. So end of the day, it's Earth versus us. It's our beloved planet versus me. I am the one who's causing it more pain, not the other way around. Yeah, just a virus comes and threatens my existence, sure. Maybe I might survive this, I might not. But how will the planet survive? No, because this is the only planet we got, right? We don't know, because 250,000 years, we are the tails end. Remember, 250,000 years, we are the tails end. That means we are the last few remaining days. We will die soon. What are we trying to do? So at least fine. Even I'll remove that ecological, moral, passion that I've been giving you. Fine, I'll ignore that. Are we at least a collective? Is there really a we in what we're doing? In what we humans are trying to do? Is there really are we thinking like one? We all know the answer, no? Just imagine, all of humanity gets wiped out. Everybody dies. There is a sense of comfort. Right now, Thanos snaps, everybody disappears. We're happy somehow. That is nice. That's comforting, weirdly. You know why? Because we only think about ourselves. We don't think about the collective. Now, if everyone is dying, of course, I wouldn't think selfishly, right? This is more scarier. This is scarier. You alone dying. You alone stop existing in the world. That is scarier than the entire humanity dying. Corona comes and wipes all of us out. It's not that scary. But Corona comes only to you. That is more scary. That is more and more scary. We don't know how to deal with that. So why am I scared if Corona comes to me? It's just that I'll die coughing? No, not just that. Yeah, pain is scarier. Yes, I understand. Pain is scary. Biological pain gives a sense of shivers down my spine, surely. But is that the only thing? I don't think so. It's not just biological pain. There's something else that we're fearing every day. If death comes to me suddenly, I am scared. Why? Because I'll stop existing. My continuity gets broken. I will not live. These thoughts, these choices. I drank a coffee. If I die, I won't drink a coffee from tomorrow. I eat pizza once a month. If I die, I won't eat a lot of pizzas. That's it. My share of pizzas are done. My share of biryanis are done. This continuity that I've lived through, that will die. It's not my body. My body dying isn't just a great pain for me. It's not that scary for me. It's okay. It's all right. We all smoke. Even I smoke. It's not really scaring us. My body dying isn't really that scary, but my continuity dying, that's more scary. That's why I brought up this thought experiment, the teletransporter thought experiment, because the weird thing that happens where I disappear from here, I appear from here. That means I'm dying every time I enter this machine. I'm dying twice a day. I go to work, I come back, I'm dying twice a day. But suddenly one day I don't die. But a clone of mine gets created, and that is roaming somewhere. It's scary for me because someone exactly like me is roaming around, but that person is not me. Because this is me. I've lived through this life. I've lived through experience. That person is someone else. So let's say I am Aditya Devulupalli. 22 years back, I replaced myself with a clone. Exact clone, exact molecular makeup, microbiological structure, everything, same biochemicals, the same DNA. Will the story be the same? No, right? Definitely not. It won't be the same story. I might not live in the same house. I might not go to the same school. I wouldn't have come to the same college. Why? Because so many permutations and combinations. Our story, our choices, our free will is what makes us unique. It's what makes me unique. My entire story from I was born till now is what makes me unique. That's what gives me shape in my life. If tomorrow I die, my entire story is what I want people to remember. Not my accomplishments, not anything, my story. So yeah, that's why I just shared Corona story. Corona story is just one of survival. That's it. Just wants to survive. End of the day, Corona is not something that wants to wipe us out. The RNA of Corona is getting updated every single day. Corona just wants to live amongst us. It doesn't want to wipe us out. The only problem is because of our negligence, we came in contact with a virus that didn't even want to come into us in the first place. This might happen soon. Very well, might happen soon, and life will go on as it is in Earth. But the signatures that we left around, like our plastic, like our garbage, they will remain forever, even after we die. Yet, I like to believe in the potential of human beings. Because like I said, we matter. Not because of our capabilities, not because of what we did, because of what we can still do. We have the only chance of exporting life to other planets, other parts of solar system. We are the only chance in the known universe to explore more universe. With the only chance of decoding this puzzle called universe, this puzzle called physical forces, with the only chance of decoding this. That's why we matter. Our story matters, our survival matters. The fact that tomorrow we come out triumphantly out of this matters. That's why when you go out, wear your masks, be careful, survive, because your story matters, not to me, not to anyone else, but to you. Your story is unique to yourself. That's it. That's why. Survive. That's it. Believe in the potential. All this negativity I told you about, I just wanted to give you a perspective on reality. That's it. I'm not trying to pull you into nihilism or something. Just wanted to think that we, in spite of all of this, there's still a chance for this. There's still some light left over inside humanity. All we have to do is get in touch with that. And this quote, this wonderful quote that has always helped me, just wanted to share that. And I'm sure I'm running out of time, so that's it. Just go through this quote or read this book. It's mind-blowing. I would recommend that book to anyone. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me.
Can you take one more question, Aditya?
Sure, sir.
Yeah, it says, what among all is the greatest responsibility we have? Has humanity learned from mistakes? Will our way of life change drastically now?
I don't think our life, deterministically, I don't think our life will change drastically. Let's say Corona, suddenly we get a vaccine, we go back to the normal ways. I mean, we reduce the same level of garbage and plastic, it keeps increasing, climate gets destroyed. Deterministically, nothing will happen. But I choose to make something happen, that's when something happens. So the greatest responsibility right now is to make a proper choice, is to sit down with your family, talk heart to heart about your story. Make sure you recognize the wonderfulness of your own story, your life story. It's yours. Make sure you recognize that, make sure you appreciate that, and try to understand that there are other species living in the planet. Try to understand that, yeah, I'm not really telling people to become vegans. No, I wouldn't become one. Just trying to tell you to consider more before doing something, before throwing away a bunch of plastic or anything. The lessons are simple. We all know that those lessons. We all know those lessons. I'm just trying to clear the path to the lessons, because most of the times we get so busy with our practical lives that we don't think about these things. I mean, these are the pressing questions, but we keep asking questions like, when will I get my next job, or when will I get my next internship? What will happen to my paycheck in the next month? Or that's it. That's the only thing running on modern humans' mind. That's it. But we are capable of a lot more. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We are capable of creating a lot more stuff. But we are only hell-bent on thinking about regular banal things. The greatest responsibility is recognizing our potential. That's it.
Absolutely. So thank you, Aditya. I'll over to Anju for her vote of
Thank you
thanks.
so much, Aditya, for these amazing insights. It was indeed a very valuable session. Also, I would like to propose a vote of thanks. Thank you to our head of the department, Dr. Joseph Christodos, and our faculty members for giving this opportunity and conducting these sessions. It is definitely really helpful for a lot of us, and these sessions are actually like more like creating awareness among all of us, and what we are doing and how we have to be during these kind of times. Also, thank you so much. Aditya, for being the speaker of the day and sharing your story with all of us. Also, thank you to the participants for making this session a very successful one. Thank you.